Hi, Akshay.
Good evening, ma'am.
Did you join long time back?
No, ma'am. I joined like 5 minutes back.
Oh, okay, okay. I was waiting for 8 o'clock. Um, yeah, we'll start with control and coordination today. Did you go through the drive I gave you? Were you able to open it?
Ma'am, yes, ma'am. What was that, ma'am? I couldn't understand. Only random chapters were there.
Exactly, exactly. You wanted questions, right?
Yeah, I found like
Oh,
one link I saw. First link.
no, no. Wait, I'll show you. Wait. So this is not only bio. There are even
Like
chapters.
other subjects was also there, I saw.
Yeah, yeah. So these are mixed materials from Alan, Prince Tutorials, Chaitanya.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah, yeah. So 1 second. It's actually half a database worth of some 30,000.
Oh.
Yeah. Uh, where is it? Where is the group need? Okay. So I'll just tell.
From today they might put lockdown in my state.
Yeah, yeah. I heard. I heard.
Today discussion is
No,
going on, but mostly no lockdown, it seems.
they should bring. It's very bad there.
Like they don't want the poor people to suffer. So they are trying to shut down everything, but no lockdown. Like all restaurants, malls, theaters, everything closed. But no lockdown as such. So people can go to the street and all that.
Yeah.
So that way it's better for poor people like who have shops on the road. Like in Chennai they did no same thing. But in Chennai they didn't shut down everything. Here they're trying to do off
In
everything.
Chennai, it's only weekend lockdown.
Yeah, here they're trying to shut down everything like restaurants, malls, cinemas, but there's no lockdown. I think that's what they're.
That also they will bring it out. Okay,
They
yeah.
haven't
So
decided.
if you go into one uh, part, you will find questions and you can randomly pick up anything for that matter. So there is like grant test also available.
Yes, ma'am.
You ask no mock test papers.
Oh yeah.
These are neat grant test papers. So there are like around 7 papers. In the first link that I sent you, know,
Mm.
in that you
Mm.
have like 7 papers are there. You can pick it up and start, doing.
Mm.
And yeah, actually more than that is there. Like
Mm.
there are 2 different set of papers, so you
Mm.
can actually go through them, or you can go through the chapter wise ones that are there and
Mm.
pick up. But whatever you're picking up, let me know what you're picking up this week.
Mm.
Like your aim should be, anyway you said you're practicing, no? So along with the papers that you're doing, at least
This
2
week,
other
no, like
papers.
from May 1st, exact. From May 1st,
What?
this week. Like from May 1st, I'll practice neat, like every day properly.
No. Start doing it now itself. No problem. It's not necessary that you're completing the entire paper. Okay.
Oh,
Otherwise, I would have given you by then. No. So don't wait for it to
because
complete.
no, till then I'll be doing 12th. Like for boards, I still have like only chemistry, some 3-4 chapters left.
You
So,
study that, bruh. Everything you have to balance. No.
okay, ma'am.
And that's what I'm saying. I'm not asking you to do like 100 questions a day and all. Just at least if you're able to do 10 questions per day, that also will do.
Mm.
Okay. And definitely in the 10 questions, I'll guarantee you will see new concepts at least in 6 questions.
Mm.
Okay. No harm in it. If you are not able to understand it or do it on your own,
Mm.
we'll discuss it. So
Mm.
that's why I said in a week, you have like what, today is only Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 5 days you have. You can't do like 20 to 30 questions. Definitely you
Okay.
can do. No. So only
Today,
on Monday I will ask you the update.
today only I can do that much.
Exactly. So it will, if you know, you can finish it fast. If you are not knowing it, it will take time.
Mm.
Okay. Either if you want to refer on your own and study, it's fine. But if you want to ask, we can discuss it in the class also.
Mm.
Okay. Don't make me push you
Mm.
voluntarily. I would prefer you doing it voluntarily than make me pushing you.
Yes, ma'am.
Doesn't look the other way around good. Like, you're an adult, no?
Oh,
Yeah,
oh.
you only said, no, I am an adult, I am above 18 and all.
No, I'm 17.
இது மட்டும்,
Kid
you
only.
only said, ma'am, I'm an adult. So since you said you're an adult, you have to start taking responsibility rather than me running behind you like a baby.
Okay, ma'am.
Now
But
we
I'm
will put
17. I'm not an adult, technically.
technically, no? I will remember this also and I'll use this against you itself.
I'm like, I'm an adult. I know that, but government doesn't know that.
Haha, so sad. Why is your birthday, birth year a confusion?
No, ma'am. Like 2003, like September, it's there. I'm still 17.
Like that. Few months.
Hmm.
Okay. Cool. So we'll start with the last chapter of human physiology. Then we have a little bit of lamp and then a little bit of here and there. We can easily complete the portion.
Oh,
So,
today I almost finished morphology in flowering plants, like almost. Only
okay,
floral formulas there.
okay.
And then I have this thing, floral formula, and what is that other part called? Before floral formula. Yeah, only that Fabaceae, Solanaceae, Liliaceae, those
That's the
last.
most important part. The families are the most important part.
Yeah, but I only did till that much today.
Yeah, no
Any
problem. But
question from the chapter, I'll tell like pot.
yeah, I'll ask. You finish the family and then I will ask.
Until
I'll
the
tell you
family.
also what type of questions will come from the chapter. Whatever theory you studied, no.
Ma'am, I didn't move on the theory. I learned all the examples. Like for
Ah,
epipetalus, what is the example? Like for epipetalus, brinjal is there. It is stamen is attached to petal.
ah,
And for epiphyllus, it is attached to perianth. Like that is hypo, this thing, those flowers, where
ah.
homoclamidis or something, where the calyx and petals and sepals are fused to form perianth, and unit of perianth is tepals.
Chlamydis.
Something. Ma'am, there are two types of flowers. No, one sepals and petals are fused to form perianth.
Ah,
What are they called? Those type of flowers?
this is perianth. No.
No, homo something flowers and hetero something flowers.
Homocephalus, heterocephalus.
Wait, ma'am.
Homocondorus. Is that what you're saying?
Wait, ma'am. Ma'am, it's Homo chlamydius. Homo chlamydius.
You. Sorry.
See, Homo chlamydius flowers.
Mm.
Yeah, and
Okay.
heterochlamydius flowers.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, heterochlamydius is calyx corolla separate, and homochlamydius is they're referred to like they're collectively together. They're fused perianth, and unit is called tepals.
Sorry. How do you think they will ask questions and tell me, no?
Oh, because they ask questions like they give four flowers and they're like which of the following is Homo chlamydius?
No. This is a very rare topic that comes.
Like they asked which of the following is Homo chlamydius and they gave brinjal and some three other. No, they gave this thing, lily and some three others, and lily was Homo chlamydius.
So what about okay? So that is fine. What about the images that were there in the chapter?
Yeah, all images I saw.
You saw. So you know all the placentation images?
A marginal, axial. Ma'am, see, ma'am, a marginal means it's there like beans. Axial means in center with septum is there. Decentral means same like axial but no septum. Parietal means in three corners and basal is one weird shape.
Did you learn the examples for that?
For which marginal is pea plant, axial is lemon, parietal is cucumber.
Okay.
And this thing, parietal is cucumber, no, ma'am?
Yeah. Tell me.
And then this thing, what do you call it? Free central, you can tell this thing, what is that called? What is that? Primrose, I think. Primrose.
Okay. Evening primrose. Okay, good. Why I asked you is this.
And then basil, you can tell this thing, sunflower.
Okay, good. Yeah, so why I asked you this particular thing is that this is a very important question. That diagram and the types and families and the examples.
Yeah, my tutor was telling they ask only examples from that chapter. Like there's no definition that they can ask. They ask this example, they'll like which of the following is this thing. Like that they ask.
Exactly. So this chapter, even your first unit, everything is only actually example.
And the first two units are literally only mugging up.
Yeah, exactly.
There's nothing to learn there.
No, there's nothing to learn there.
Only in structural organization,
you will have
to learn.
Structural organization also.
But
only the structure of cockroach.
These things are mugging up. Ma'am, earthworm is there and frog is there, no?
Yeah.
Earthworm, frog were not there for school. We only had cockroach, but for this
Oh
we
no,
didn't.
earthworm frog is not there for NEET also.
Oh, then okay. For school
Yeah,
also
yeah.
we have every year.
It's only there for CBSE. I mean, it's not there for CBSE also. So they removed
It's
it.
there in textbook.
But see, we will learn about frog at least in a bit because they have spoken about frog and earthworm in Animal Kingdom chapter. So it is not like they have not told what it is. So they can ask a little bit of questions. So you don't need to learn in depth like a cockroach, but you have to definitely learn it, at least the outer, whatever is given in NCERT regarding frog and earthworm. Okay.
Yes.
So we still can't predict how the paper is going to be. They're saying NCERT, but they can also change it.
They
Okay.
are
So
saying it'll be easy, but I'm sure it'll be very easy.
yeah, let us see. Let us hope for the best. Okay. Yeah, fine. So, I'm glad then you're going ahead with that chapter. Then after this, I will start with the lamb, and then we can go to plant chapters, the cycles.
We'll first finish like second this thing, second unit, like second page,
Second page.
like the plant unit and plant physiology, animal physiology.
Yeah, I'll come from the back. Anyway, you're
Because at
starting from the
home, like
front.
no, but at home my tutor's doing from front.
Yeah, so I will come from the back.
Yeah, but I told him to leave plant kingdom, animal kingdom because it's just memorizing. So I told I'll do separately when I get that when I get into that proper studying momentum. Because now if I study, no, I won't remember anyways because it's all just there's nothing to learn.
There are few basic things to learn, an easy way also to learn. I'll help you out. And all those chapters that you're covering with your tutor, we will discuss questions on it so that you will learn more.
But then when I do fourth chapter, I forget first chapter. When I do
Very nice.
seventh chapter, I forget fourth chapter.
Very good, Ra. So anyway, I have to again take it up.
Like now I don't know what digestion is, if you ask me.
Very good.
But
Now
I know
that
basics. Like if you give me 4 options and tell me to answer, I can answer.
Sorry. Okay. Fine. So let us come back to this. Okay. Today we'll start with chemical coordination.
A new chapter.
Yeah, it is again a very easy chapter. There's nothing very complicated in this to understand. It's just that like we know already that our body coordinates using neurons. Other than neuron, there is also one more factor which is responsible, that is called as the hormones.
Oh yeah.
And hormones are the chemical messengers. They are basically chemicals. Okay.
So in this chapter, only mechanism of hormone action is there.
Yes, correct. So we will be learning about what are the different glands that are associated with hormones and what are their functions, how do they operate, and last we will see how hormone works. Okay. And what is the difference between a hormone and an enzyme?
Ma'am, enzymes and organs, ma'am. Organs and enzymes and hormones, ma'am. Enzymes are not organ specific.
Okay.
Hormones are organ specific.
Okay.
And then this thing, enzymes are hormones are like messenger. Because of them certain things will happen.
Okay.
Enzymes like catalyst, they increase the rate of reaction without taking part in the reaction.
What is enzyme made up of? What is hormone?
Enzyme is made up of only protein, like mostly protein. Hormone is made up of like protein, amino acid, all of that.
No, wrong. That is why I'm trying to tell you. Hormones are chemicals. They are not protein.
Yeah.
Okay. So that is where everyone tends to go wrong. The rest of the definition, whatever you said, is correct. So this particular part alone, remember, hormones are chemical messengers, whereas enzymes
are exocrine glands only produce enzymes, no?
Yes, exocrine glands. That means they release it into
salivary gland, pseudophoric gland, sweat gland.
Yeah, correct. Yes. So those are the ones. So in the case of your hormones are basically released by glands directly into the blood.
And this thing, that one more is that enzymes are present from birth, but hormones like they keep changing as we grow old.
Hormone level keeps changing and it is being regulated properly. So that is why we don't study any enzyme regulation, but we study about hormonal regulation.
Yes.
Okay. And unlike enzymes, hormones, if goes above a particular limit is also a problem. If goes below a particular limit, is a problem. Okay, so when we talk about hormones, hormones are released in very small quantities when compared to that of your enzymes. Okay, and they're directly released into the blood. That's why they're called as endocrine gland.
Mm.
Directly into the blood. Crine means secretion, endo means inside.
Mm.
Okay, so endocrine means directly into the blood. Okay, so our body has quite a lot of endocrine gland, but the master of all these glands is basically your pituitary gland.
Mm. What, ma'am?
So
Organ?
our body, see, from the top of your head, if you start, we have on in the head pituitary gland. Okay, in the neck we have thyroid gland and parathyroid gland. In the chest we have thymus gland. In the abdomen we have the pancreas as well as the ovaries in the case of female, and testis, which is present outside the abdomen.
Apart from pituitary, then thyroid, then thymus, then pancreas, below pancreas, adrenal gland, then below adrenal, ovary, testis.
Yes. So
Testis,
all
males,
these are,
ovary, and females.
yeah, all these are the various types of glands. But
Endocrine,
for
no?
all the
There's
other
secretion.
glands, what happened?
Ma'am,
There's also
endocrine
pineal
secretion.
gland.
Yeah, endocrine secretion directly into the blood, no?
Yes, directly into the blood. So all these glands that we listed right now are actually endocrine glands. Okay. And one more thing about the endocrine glands is that all those that we study, that is from the pineal till the testis or the ovary, everything will work only if the pituitary instructs. If the pituitary is not functioning, the rest of the glands will not function. Yes. So if you are going for, I don't know if you have observed or not, if you have seen anyone taking thyroid test, next time, if you get a chance, just see their blood, the count. Okay. The doctor would have suggested to take 3 types of test for thyroid. One is TSH level, another is T3 level, T4 level.
Yeah, I've seen this.
Yes. So this TSH is basically nothing but a hormone. Yes, that is released by the pituitary and not the thyroid.
Thyroid, yeah. That will stimulate the action of thyroid.
Correct. Yes. So that is also tested. So whenever we are talking about endocrine glands, all the endocrine glands function just because of one hormone that is located. Pituitary gland. Yes. Again, even though pituitary gland is instructing all the other glands, for pituitary gland to function also, there is one which does it. That is
this hormone. One more stimulating hormone is there, no?
Not stimulating hormone. One more organ is there. What is it?
Brain.
It's a part of the brain.
Thalamus.
Hypothalamus. Okay. So hypothalamus is called as a master of master gland. Like it is the top thala. Okay. But if they ask you which is the master gland, your answer should be pituitary. Okay. So now we will start with the session. Once again, we just.
Ma'am, did you see yesterday's match?
Yeah.
Saw a team of old people.
Oh no, excuse me. They won.
Next level they're doing.
They will win.
Ma'am, no.
Gold is not. Gold is always gold. Have you not heard it?
Even RCB is there this year. You never know what they'll do.
Yeah, RCB. They always say this year the cup is ours. Cup is ours. Asigama era soliduvanga. Okay.
I support CSK only. Everyone hates me here because I support CSK. Like IPL season means everyone will get pissed off.
Okay. So anyway, we have already seen what is endocrine system. Endocrine system comprises of all the endocrine glands. So we already saw the difference between exocrine gland and endocrine gland. And you only gave me this example, sebaceous gland. So I think you know
pseudophoric gland also is there, no?
Yes. And also your endocrine gland, we also learned that it is ductless. So all these points are clear, right? Now we will move to hormones. As you said, hormones are specific. They are released in small quantities and they are also chemical messengers. Okay. And how do they travel? They travel via the blood.
One or more things. They are organ specific. They are organ specific.
Correct. They are organ specific. Correct. Good. Okay. So that is the reason why even if they're traveling in the blood, they are able to reach at the correct organ properly. Okay.
Yes, me.
Yes. So this is a list of various endocrine glands in our body.
Oh,
So
Star Wars.
let me
Star
just
Wars.
I like this picture. Nice picture this is.
Oh, one
And
one
it
body, two people.
yeah, it just shows men and women in the same body so that it's easier to understand.
The
Uh,
guy has more biceps.
yeah. So basically, when you talk about this in the brain, if you see, we have first hypothalamus, then
Hmm.
pituitary, then there is this pea-sized gland which is called as
Parathyroid.
pineal gland. Pineal gland.
Oh, that is in the brain only.
Yes, the small, tiny
Hmm.
dot-like structure is called pineal gland.
Hmm.
Okay. Then after that, in the throat, you have the thyroid gland,
Thyroid and parathyroid.
parathyroid. Yes. Then after that,
First
you have
pancreas, then
adrenal,
adrenal.
pancreas. Thymus is something that is degenerates over a period of time.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
thymus is big and bony, like first, and then it becomes small and small as we grow up.
Yes, as people. So
It's a
that is why
lymphoid,
old
secondary
people.
lymphoid organ. No, it's a secondary lymphoid organ.
Yeah, it is. That is why old people, as they grow older, they say no, immunity is reduced and all those things.
Yeah, because
So
thymus,
older,
T
yeah,
lymphocyte.
older people, thymus degenerates. But whereas when we talk, we will still be having a bit of thymus left. But when you take a little bit adult person, probably their thymus would have completely degenerated.
Hmm.
Okay. Then you have the gonads. Gonads are nothing but ovaries and testes.
Hmm.
Okay.
Ma'am, is it
Now
testis or testis? Testis or testes?
that is just singular plural. Singular is testis, that is I, and the one with E is actually plural. So when
Oh,
you are addressing one particular this, it's
I wrote E in exam and my teacher circled it. I got
uh,
full confused. I was like, what? It
if
says
you
T.
when I had this confusion, then I checked it out. This was what was said: testes and testis, basically singular plural.
So I'm right.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. So now we will see the master gland, which is the
Who's the
pituitary gland.
boss? Who's the boss?
Yeah. So who controls this particular this one? It's just like in the movies and all, you have like a lot of people involved in a movie production. So
Hmm.
there is a director who instructs everyone what is to be done.
Hmm.
Then there are actors, then there are people who edit it.
Videographers.
Yes. But who directs all of these people? It is a
Direct.
director. But director has to take a movie, means who has to give the money.
Producer.
So who is the ultimate boss?
Producer.
Same way in our body, hypothalamus is the ultimate boss,
And then after hypothalamus, we have pituitary, which is the ultimate, which is the director.
which is the boss. Yeah, director. Yes, understood. So
Yeah.
basically, if you talk about hypothalamus and pituitary, they both are connected with each other. I think this we had discussed earlier. I don't know if you
Sela
remember or not. When
Turi.
not Sella Turika and all, when I taught you about brain structure, I gave you a rough introduction about pituitary gland.
Yeah, pituitary gland secretes hormones, which is necessary for the body. It's other organs to.
No, not like that. Structure of pituitary gland had spoken about.
Ma'am, give some two, three words you tell me, so I'll get it off.
Lobes of pituitary.
How many are there, ma'am?
That you should only say, no.
Okay, one lobe you tell.
Like, poda.
Ma'am, one word you tell, I'll tell correctly. Fully, I'll tell.
I'll only tell. Okay.
Ma'am, you tell
So
one
if
word,
you
I'll tell
can,
correctly. One word. One like
Paravalam,
one lobe you tell. Ma'am,
Paravalam,
if I tell, ma'am, if I tell, ma'am, it's way good. No, ma'am. One word, one word.
I already told you, lobe. You should know by now how many lobes.
Oh, lobes, ma'am. You tell like one word, I'll tell
It's
correctly.
okay. Listen to me now. Okay. No problem. At least learn now. So basically, you can see these two ball-like structures here.
Ma'am, okay, tell the lobe now, no, ma'am. Tell the lobe.
That is what I'm saying. Listen. So there are two lobes here. Can you see?
Hmm.
Yes. So basically, if you see, pituitary gland has majorly two lobes: anterior lobe, posterior
The
lobe.
posterior lobe. Pah.
Yes. Yeah. But actually, if you
In between one
closely
more is there,
see,
no. In between one
huh?
more is there.
Yeah, there is a third lobe.
Intermediate lobe.
But in the case of human beings, that
It's
third
not
lobe
there.
is not very well developed.
Yeah. But in
So
animals, it's there.
yes. So we stick to only the anterior lobe and posterior lobe.
Such
So
simple things I would have told correctly.
yes. So this
Yeah.
anterior lobe and posterior lobe, they are connected to the hypothalamus in two different ways. So the hypothalamus, so what happens is that most of the hormones, that is the stimulating hormones or the inhibiting hormones, are released by the anterior pituitary. There are only like few hormones like oxytocin and vasopressin.
Oh, I know these hormones.
So oxytocin and vasopressin are the two hormones which are stored in the posterior pituitary.
Vasopressin is formed in hypothalamus, no?
Both are formed in hypothalamus but stored in posterior pituitary and released by the posterior pituitary. Yeah.
Vasopressin helps in this thing, no?
The antidiuretic hormone.
Antidiuretic hormone. It maintains osmolality. Osmolality.
Osmoregulation basically.
Of water. Or like of blood, body fluid.
Yeah.
You have told this stuck this thing, no? What do you
In
call it?
the excretion chapter, we have discussed this point. Yeah. So basically, hypothalamus will directly secrete these oxytocin and vasopressin and store it in the posterior pituitary. Why I am repeating it again and again is this was a question several times repeated. That's why.
Oxytocin is released by the hypothalamus, stored in posterior pituitary.
Pituitary, who's actually releasing these? It's posterior pituitary that releases it.
Hypothalamus.
No. When I see, hypothalamus is the site of preparation. Then hypothalamus will send those hormones to the posterior pituitary. And then posterior pituitary will release these two hormones.
Oh, like that. Okay.
Yeah. But anterior pituitary, on contrary, is different. Anterior pituitary will produce all the hormones on its own.
Yeah, correct. Posterior is just used to store the hormones produced by the hypothalamus.
Correct. Yes. But the thing is that the once again. Yes. So the anterior pituitary is actually, so to look like this, okay. So the anterior pituitary are controlled by specialized cells called as neurosecretory cells. Can you see the pink color cells?
What are they, ma'am?
Neurosecretory cells. I'll tell you what they are. So they're basically neurons. Okay. And these neurons are going to stimulate the anterior pituitary to produce the hormones.
Oh.
Okay. So if you see in the case, so this is how your hypothalamus and so this area here will be the hypothalamus. This area here will be the pituitary gland. Okay. This one is the anterior pituitary, and this is the posterior pituitary.
Anterior secretes the hormones, posterior stores the ones produced by the hypothalamus.
Yes. So the hypothalamus and the posterior are directly connected with each other. But when you like directly like they are connected, but when we talking about the anterior pituitary, they are regulated via neurosecretory cells. Okay. So remember this difference, how they are regulated also.
Also question.
To understand this part?
Oh, ma'am, one more time you repeat, ma'am. Like I understood the parts, but only this thing, how it's this thing.
Okay. So basically, the hypothalamus consists of cells called as neurosecretory cells. Okay. These neurosecretory cells are basically also known as nuclei.
1 second, my tutor's calling. 1 second. Just 1 second. Yes, ma'am.
1 second. Just send this message.
What?
What happened? Yes. Okay. Yeah. You're back, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Fine. So let us just come back to this hypothalamus part. Okay. So hypothalamus is a region that is located below the thalamus. Till here is clear.
Hmm.
Okay. Now, when you talk about hypothalamus and pituitary, they are basically connected with each other by a stalk.
Hmm.
So technically speaking, this thing here. Okay.
The hypothalamus is connected to the pituitary via a stalk.
By a stalk. Okay.
Hmm.
The pituitary gland is located within a bony cavity, and that bony cavity is called as sella turcica.
Cellular.
Sella turcica.
Hmm.
This one here. This bony cavity here.
Hmm.
Okay. Till here is clear?
Cella turcica. Yes, ma'am.
Turcica. No doubt, no?
Hmm.
Okay. Now,
Hypothalamus attached to pituitary by a stalk, and hypothalamus is a part of the thalamus.
hypothalamus is an area below the thalamus.
Thalamus. And epi is above the thalamus.
Yes, correct. Okay.
And then it is attached by a stalk, and it's located in a bony cavity. That bony thing is called sella turcica.
Which is located in the sella turcica.
Like the stalk, pituitary
No,
gland.
not the stalk. Pituitary gland.
Pituitary gland is located in the sella turcica.
Yeah, it's a bony cavity. Pituitary gland technically has 3 lobes, but the third lobe, the mid
Anterior,
lobe, is,
posterior, intermediate. Intermediate, like, is not that much visibly seen in human beings.
yes. Okay. Now we have both the functions of the anterior and posterior pituitary is different. Posterior pituitary will only store the hormones produced by the hypothalamus and release it, whereas anterior pituitary will basically produce hormones under the instruction of hypothalamus.
What, ma'am? What, ma'am? What, ma'am?
Posterior pituitary is basically a storage pituitary.
Oh, yeah. You told. And anterior will secrete hormones and send it.
Correct. Now, how they are doing it is that is where hypothalamus comes into play. So hypothalamus has specialized cells called as neurosecretory cells. They are neural in nature, but they have the ability to produce certain hormones.
Which one?
The neurosecretory cells.
Those neurosecretory cells are present in the hypothalamus.
Yes. What is the speciality of these cells? They are neuronal in nature, but at the same time, they will be able to produce hormones.
They're neuronal in nature, but they're able to produce hormones also.
Yes. Okay. Now, how it is going to regulate it? So the neurosecretory cells will produce the ADH or vasopressin and oxytocin and directly deposit it into the posterior pituitary.
The they'll produce vasopressin or oxytocin, directly deposit into posterior pituitary.
Yes. Then next, when talking about anterior pituitary, these neurosecretory cells will send certain hormones called releasing hormones. And that releasing hormone is going to stimulate the anterior pituitary. Okay. And if you see this image closely, you can see that this image has blood capillaries. Can you see this portion, blood capillaries?
Yes, ma'am.
Why is it supplied with blood capillaries?
You should only tell, ma'am.
You tell me.
No, because, it's directly released into the blood, these hormones.
Correct. Yes. So the vessels have to be there. Then only it can be carried to
it will
different
also become
parts,
like an exocrine gland. It will require ducts and all.
Yeah, exactly. So that is why if you see, they are highly supplied with blood vessels.
Yes. Name.
What is the alternate name for neurosecretory cells? Then it is called nuclei.
Nuclei.
Okay. Till here is clear?
Easy peasy.
Yes. Now the next thing that you need to know is there are 2 types of so the names are different for both. Like anterior pituitary is called adenohypophysis and posterior pituitary is called neurohypophysis.
Anterior is adenohypophysis, posterior is neurohypophysis.
Now there is a reason why it's called neurohypophysis.
Because posterior has all the neurosecretory cells, like posterior part is attached to this neurosecretory cells of the hypothalamus.
Unlike anterior pituitary, posterior pituitary is under the direct influence of your neurosecretory
cells. So it's called
neurohypophysis. Yeah, and in the case of anterior pituitary, it is not direct influence.
It's indirect influence. So it's adenohypophysis.
Yes.
I saw this meme, okay, but it actually makes sense. In NCERT textbook, it says no virus has RNA and DNA. And in NEET, they asked a question: which of these following viruses have both RNA and DNA? And it was those Leo typhic or some virus it was.
Okay, when was this?
Wait, I'll tell you the answer. The answer was leucovirus. Like, see,
Hmm.
ma'am, in NCERT textbook, it says virus also contains genetic material that could either be RNA or DNA. No, virus contains both RNA and DNA. A virus is a Leo protein and a genetic material is infectious. Okay, ma'am.
Hmm.
And then it says no virus contains both RNA and DNA. And in one of the NEET papers, they asked which of the following viruses contains both RNA and DNA. The options are cyanophage, herpes virus, polio virus, leucovirus.
Hmm. And
The
what was the
answer is leucovirus.
Okay.
Retrovirus means it has RNA, no, ma'am?
Retroviruses are RNA, yes. They are single-stranded RNAs.
That's what the. So yeah, ma'am, I saw that and it was actually true. It is given like
Okay.
that in textbook, and that question I googled it. That question exists, like it's come in NEET in past.
Okay. Let us just finish this first.
Oh, ma'am,
Okay.
what is NET exam? NET.
Net exam, I've heard of it, but I don't think it is
UGC
for
NET. It's
you
postponed this
people.
year. It's conducted by NTA or CBSE.
I don't think it is for you people at this age, no?
No, it's for some teachers only. But I don't
Yeah,
know.
net exam is for a higher qualification actually.
Some honors program it seems.
Okay. Let's just go back to this again. So adenohypophysis and neurohypophysis.
I know is anterior,
So,
neuro is posterior.
yeah, and as I told, which of the two are under direct control of the the
Posterior.
neurosecretory cells?
Posterior.
Posterior. Okay, but whereas how does hypothalamus instruct the anterior pituitary?
I'm anterior.
Yeah, is it
And
direct influence of
no.
neurosecretory?
Indirect.
How?
Because neurosecretory cells are present with direct influence to posterior. So this hypothalamus will secrete vasopressin, oxytocin. It will be stored in posterior and it will be released from posterior. But anterior will secrete its own hormones
How will anterior start its work? Like how is hypothalamus instructing the anterior?
with the help of those thing,
What thing?
neurosecretory cells.
How neurosecretory cell? Is it directly doing it or doing it indirectly?
Indirectly.
How
Indirectly.
indirectly?
Uh,
Via certain hormones called as releasing or inhibiting hormone.
via certain hormones called releasing or inhibiting hormones.
Yeah. So to put it in simple terms, it will look like this. The hypothalamus, RH stands for releasing hormone, IH stands for inhibiting hormone.
Hmm.
Okay. So what hypothalamus is going to do, if it wants the anterior pituitary to start its secretion, it will release releasing hormone.
Hmm.
If it wants it to stop it, it will release inhibiting hormone.
Hmm.
Okay. So that's how hypothalamus controls the anterior pituitary.
Hmm.
Okay, so this is all about how hypothalamus and your pituitary gland are connected with each other. Now let us focus. Now we know that posterior is basically going to store and release two hormones, oxytocin and vasopressin. So we are not concerned about it right away. We will first start with what are the various hormones in anterior pituitary. We'll look into it, and then we'll go into the hormones of by posterior pituitary. Okay.
Yes.
So when you talk about anterior pituitary, you have various hormones like
Growth
prolactin.
hormone,
Yes.
luteinizing hormone, follicular stimulating hormone, thyroid stimulating hormone. ACTH is that this hormone, no?
Which
Wait,
hormone?
It's that. What is the name called? It's like something tropic hormone. It is.
Adenocorticotropic.
Adrenocorticotropic hormone. It is for
Yeah.
this thing, no? What is that? It is for what is that? What is that, ma'am? Today, like yesterday or something, someone told, ma'am, it is for this thing. It helps in production of that cortisol for eye.
Adenocorticotropical hormone is basically adrenaline gland.
Mm.
So it is associated. Yeah, it will help
No,
you in release of cortisol hormone.
cortisol would increase this thing, no?
Cortisol is released by adrenaline gland only,
Yeah,
no?
to increase sugar level.
Cortisol increases sugar level. Apart from that, it has other work also. It's a stress hormone.
Mm. Go stress.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
Then as we saw, oxytocin or vasopressin is released by the posterior pituitary. Now answer this. Which of the following is true for hormones?
Which, ma'am? Hormones, chemical messengers, non-nutrient substances. Correct. Produced by all of the above.
Okay, good. Two parts of hypophysis are,
We don't know, ma'am.
we know. You didn't let me tell. Okay. As a
Distalis and para
hypophysis,
intermedia.
no, pars distalis, pars intermedia.
Yeah, those two.
Okay. Yeah, those two are the parts of your adenohypophysis. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
What is sella turcica?
Sella turcica is the cavity.
Okay, cool. So now we will, I think we already learnt about this concept of, that is positive feedback, negative feedback.
Oh, positive feedback mechanism, negative feedback
You
mechanism.
remember it?
Somewhat.
Okay. So when will you say feedback is positive or feedback is negative is if the response is basically aggravating the process, then it is positive feedback. But if that response is stopping the process, then it is negative feedback.
If it's aggravating, it's positive feedback. Stopping, negative feedback.
Yes, that's the difference between negative and positive feedback. Okay. So let us just like look at this particular thing. Okay. Now we will come to the oxytocin part. So how does oxytocin work? Okay. So we already learned about this in the, I think somewhere I
Fetal
explained
ejection
you.
reflex.
Yes, exactly. So basically what is going to happen in oxytocin is the well-developed placenta. Okay, I want you to tell me what is going to happen.
Ma'am, see, ma'am, the well-developed placenta and the fetal mild uterine contraction, they'll send signals to the pituitary gland. Pituitary gland will secrete oxytocin, which will induce mild uterine contraction. As
Will the signal go to hypothalamus or pituitary gland?
Pituitary gland.
No, hypothalamus.
Hypothalamus, but it originates from the well-developed fetus and the placenta.
Yeah.
And then it will go to hypothalamus. The hypothalamus will then order the hypothalamus will then produce oxytocin.
Not the placenta, just fully developed fetus. Placenta is not involved here.
NCRT is telling placenta and fully developed fetus.
It's basically fully developed fetus because wherever I check the solution, no, for that question, everywhere it was written fully developed fetus, fully developed fetus. So yeah.
So a fully developed fetus, then hypothalamus will produce this thing, oxytocin. Oxytocin will be stored in posterior pituitary gland, and then from there it will be released. It will induce mild uterine contractions. So because of these contractions, more and more oxytocin is produced. The contraction get vigorous and vigorous, and finally the parturition takes place.
Okay, now tell me. You told me that the contraction is getting vigorous and vigorous, correct? The contraction is actually a response to the stimulus, correct?
Yeah.
So now tell me, is this a positive feedback or negative feedback?
Positive feedback.
Yes, that's it. That's the whole logic here.
Because it's getting aggregated by the release of more and more oxytocin.
Yes, correct. So whenever the response is getting aggravated, then it is always positive. If it is stopping or reducing, then it is negative.
Like adrenal gland, insulin.
Yeah. Okay. So this is all about oxytocin, which we actually learned it already. So we don't need to go ahead again and learn it. Okay. Next, we go to vasopressin. So when you talk about vasopressin is anti-diuretic hormone. It will prevent water loss.
Osmoregulation.
Yes, osmoregulation. So it is actually an example for like, I think it is negative feedback only. Yeah. Yes, it is negative feedback. So what happens is that whenever your body fluid reduces, okay, so when your body fluid reduces, it is a stimulus, and that will be sent to the osmoreceptors that are present in the hypothalamus. The osmoreceptors, any change in your body fluid level will be sensed by these receptors in the hypothalamus. Hypothalamus will tell the pituitary lobe to start releasing the antidiuretic hormone. Once this hormone is done, what will happen? This hormone will go and instruct the kidneys to reabsorb water. So in the collecting duct, more and more amount of water is reabsorbed into the body. So as a result of which the urine that is secreted will have less
Less concentration of urea.
urea, less concentration of water.
Oh, so it'll become yellow, like more yellow.
Yeah, more dark yellow. So here what has happened, the amount of water that is excreting is reduced.
So it's a negative feedback.
Yes. Is this concept clear?
Yes, ma'am.
So this is how vasopressin will act, okay? Now we come to the various, okay, now I don't want to continue further with this one. Even though I think you know all these hormones, it's easy peasy. Shall I continue? We'll finish anterior pituitary lobe also.
Oh, how much is there, ma'am?
What?
How much is there?
All these lobes and what are their functions?
Low meaning all hormones, no?
Yeah, the hormones, yeah.
We'll finish it off. That's all. Then tomorrow we'll do next session.
Cool. There is only like very less left out.
No, already I know like follicular stimulating, luteinizing,
Yeah.
growth hormone, thyroid
Yeah.
stimulating.
Luteinizing also, you know.
Ma'am, LH, no, ma'am, it spermiogenesis it will do.
Yeah, ovulation will happen because of
Yeah,
LH.
because of LH. Ma'am, LH and FSH, there is one minute difference, no?
LH and FSH.
FSH will induce spermiogenesis, as LH will induce spermiation or something. Like in neat question.
FSH will always only help in developing the like what do you say, the follicles to produce
I'll tell
the
you, LH will stimulate secretion of this thing. Androgens. Androgens will cause spermatogenesis, and FSH will help in spermiogenesis.
that is what I'm saying. Basically, from the follicle stage to the spermatids. In the case of female, from follicle stage to the oocyte, secondary oocyte stage.
LH acts on Leydig cells. It secretes androgens. Androgens stimulate spermatogenesis. FSH acts on Sertoli cells. Sertoli cells in turn stimulate spermiogenesis.
One second. Spermatogenesis is the entire process of.
Yeah, it initiates spermatogenesis. This LH. LH will act on.
Yeah. But
Leydig
FSH is
cells.
the one which actually starts the follicle breaking.
Yeah. Spermiogenesis, spermatids into spermatozoa, no?
Yeah.
And spermiation is those sperm heads become embedded, with their heads will be released.
The head releasing from the
Sertoli
cells. Yeah, Sertoli cells.
That is spermiation.
Okay, so first we'll start with prolactin. So the term I think lactation is
milk.
Milk, yes. So prolactin is an enzyme that is associated with the production of this milk in the mammary gland. How is this done? So whenever the baby is actually having the milk, okay, so the receptor is basically the that stimulus is the sucking of the nipple. Okay.
Oh yeah, they say no, mammary lobes, mammary tubes.
Yeah.
And milk will be amputated. The alveoli cells will secrete the milk of the mammary. Yeah. Then mammary lobe, mammary
what
ampulla.
happens is that below the skin of the breast, there are certain receptors, like how you had osmoreceptor sensing. Same way, the change, always remember that whenever there is a change in the body, that is just a stimulus that has to be sensed by the receptors. Okay. So if a baby is sucking the nipple, that has to be sensed by some receptor. Where that receptor will be present, it will be present below the breast. Okay. Skin of the breast. Then what will happen? Ultimately, all these receptors will report to the hypothalamus. Then the hypothalamus will start ask the anterior pituitary to release prolactin. Now, how will it ask it to release? It will the hypothalamus will release a hormone called as prolactin releasing hormone.
Yeah.
Okay, also known as TRH.
TRH.
Okay, so by when anterior pituitary receives this prolactin releasing hormone, what it will do is it will start releasing prolactin. And once the body has prolactin, the mammary gland will start producing milk.
Suppose baby will suck on nipple, that is the stimulus.
Yes.
Then the receptors will tell the hypothalamus, and hypothalamus prolactin releasing hormone is there. That will be released into the anterior pituitary lobe where it will be stored. Then that will produce prolactin. Therefore, when the baby sucks, this thing milk will be like.
Yes. So as and when more and more the baby is sucking on, more and more of milk
prolactin is this thing.
That will be positive feedback. But if the baby has stopped it, then what will happen?
Feedback.
It will become negative feedback, and it in turn hypothalamus will release the inhibiting hormone. So hypothalamus basically Yeah, how does hypothalamus communicate to anterior pituitary? Means it will release inhibiting
Neurotransmitter.
and releasing hormones
Okay, ma'am.
via the neurosecretory cells.
Hmm.
Please remember, the neurosecretory cell is not in direct contact with the
Hmm.
what is it called? The anterior pituitary.
Hmm.
Okay, don't forget that.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, because this question was asked. That's why I'm repeatedly
Wait,
telling
what
you.
did you tell, ma'am? It's not direct contact?
It is not direct contact. Anterior pituitary is regulated by the hypothalamus via hormones like releasing hormone,
Hormone or
inhibiting
inhibiting
hormone.
hormone, yeah.
But those hormones are produced by neurosecretory cells.
Neurosecretory cells, yeah.
Okay, now we come to growth hormone.
So
Growth
growth of our
hormone,
body.
yes, for the growth of the
GnRH,
body.
GHR, this thing.
Yeah,
GHR is releasing, GHI is inhibiting.
inhibiting. Yes,
Too much of GHIS will become dwarfism,
yes, dwarfism, if not gigantism.
gigantism. Yeah.
Okay, then the growth hormone, like, yeah. So basically, what will happen is that
Hmm.
who will be releasing the growth hormone, releasing hormone, and growth hormone, inhibiting hormone?
Hypothalamus.
Very good. Okay. Then
Say simple mechanism when we are sleeping.
what is the difference between somatostatin and growth hormone releasing hormone?
Somatostatin is that other hormone, no?
It will stop the growth.
Yeah, it will cause the dwarfism.
Yes. It's not necessary. It should always cause dwarfism.
Like too
If
much of it.
if
Ma'am,
your
it's nothing
growth
but
hormone,
growth inhibiting hormone, ma'am. It's nothing but in GHIH.
yes, it is. Yes. Okay, but there's a difference. Somatostatin is actually produced
Hmm.
like by the hypothalamus. Yeah, correct. By the hypothalamus only. And then the anterior pituitary will produce a growth hormone.
Hmm.
Okay, is this clear?
Yes, ma'am. Narendra
Okay.
Modi is addressing our nation today, right now.
Okay, very important. We'll finish this off. Now we come to luteinizing hormone and follicle stimulating hormone. These are all also known as gonadotrophin hormones.
Gonadotropin. Oh yeah, GnRH.
No. GnRH is not gonadotrophin, no. That is gonadotrophin releasing hormone.
So estrogen, progesterone,
Yeah. So all these
LH,
are.
FSH.
So basically, your gonads are nothing but testes and ovaries, right?
Yeah, LH will simulate androgen. Androgen in turn
Yeah.
will initiate spermatogenesis by secreting progesterone, estrogen, and then
Yeah.
females also same thing for ovulation, and then FSH will for follicular stage.
Yeah. So this we have already learned, right? So now only thyroid and adenocortico is there, which we will learn it after we learn the structure of the thyroid gland.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, sure. See you then tomorrow at the
Ma'am,
same time.
tomorrow, same time.
Yeah.
Okay, ma'am. Good night, ma'am.
Okay. Bye-bye.